Welcome back to Africa 54. I'm Chamberlain Usor in Lagos. It's been said that a society is evaluated by how it treats the most vulnerable of its citizens. In Lagos, Nigeria, the government is raising the bar in that direction by holding a conference to discuss ways of improving the lives of people living with disabilities. Take a look.
A rendition of the national anthem by students of the Pacelli School for the Blind is the first indication that the theme for this meeting, Ability in Disability, A Stitch in Time Saves Nine, has merit.
Our circumstances should not be obstacles to our dreams.
Stories from parents of children living with challenges gives a feel of what they cope with.
I am a proud father of an 18-year-old girl born with Down syndrome. It was because of her, after 26 years, I had to go back to uni just to reach special education. She taught me three things which no professor had ever taught me in life: to be tolerant, to give God love unconditionally, and to put smile on those parents who are out there, who are crying, as today, some of them are still crying that where can we take our children to?
Before making a case for early detection of disabilities, the Lagos State Deputy Governor responds to the pleas of the parents for more centres to take care of their wards.
I take on the challenge that we need to establish more schools for children with disabilities. And as the one superintendent over the Ministry of Education, I can assure you, as we prepare the appropriation bill, the budget for 2018, it will be part of our contribution. Research has shown that 85% of the brain is developed at age 3. So there is a very short window of opportunity.
The aim is to discover disabilities and act in time to minimize their effects on the people living with them and ultimately on society.
History is filled with individuals with disability who, because they got early intervention, they overcame disability. In fact, they conquered disability and eventually went on to make it in life.
A more involved discussion brings to the fore ways in which those with disabilities can be integrated into mainstream society, such as making buildings, public transportation and roads more accessible to them and consulting them on how best they can be assisted.
Issue of access, that our environment should actually be made accessible to persons with disability. Before now it wasn't there. Like when I attended school, when most of my lectures were upstairs and the library was on the second floor. Whenever I would go for lectures or go to the library to read, it was actually like hell. And my own case was even better because I knew that there was one of my classes whose disability was worse than mine. Throughout her stay in the university, she never entered the library, which was on the last floor.
With this conference, respite may be coming to members of the society living with disabilities or their guardians, knowing that they will not have to fend for themselves all by themselves.
Well, Egypt remains a destination and transit point for refugees and asylum seekers. While most of them have come from Syria, the numbers fleeing conflict and persecution in sub-Saharan Africa have also grown in recent years. One Somali woman is using art therapy to help herself and other refugees move on. Sophia Christensen reports for VOA from Cairo.
Aini Gal fled Somalia with her family in 2009 as government and regional forces battled Al-Shabaab. She flew to Egypt and was granted refugee status in 2011. The sound of firecrackers can still scare her.
When we hear such a kind of, we remember a lot of what has happened. It revives, the sound of the bullets and the sound of the explosion.
Just more than a third of the refugees and asylum seekers registered by the UNHCR in Egypt are of African origin, mostly from Sudan, Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Sudan, and Somalia. Since 2014, Egyptian artist John Millad has been offering psychological support. He and his team work with NGOs across the country to organize dance classes, drawing sessions and theater workshops for refugees.
Well, the idea of the art therapy in general is that you try to transform the negative energy people have within, but either due to traumas or bad experiences they faced in their lives, and you try to provide a space where people can transform and to release this energy into something positive.
Aini continues to paint and encourages those around her to do the same.
This is my mother country, and this is where I live, and all my parents is here.
She completed her training as a trauma counselor and now runs weekly art therapy sessions at a local school for Somali children.
They picture many things. They picture how they want to be, what they want to be, what have passed. You know, even they are, you know, able to draw their past experience.
A safe haven where the children can communicate their anxieties and reconcile with the past. Sophia Christensen for VOA News, Cairo.
Well, that's our show for today. You can find all the continent's top news and world news online at voaafrica.com. Check it out. I'm Vincent McCoy in Washington. Chamberlain also has our last word from Lagos.
Thank you, Vincent. We look forward to bringing you another show next week. ChannelsTV.com is your source for local news, sports, and programming, and everything Nigeria. I'm Chamberlain Uso. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.